Responding to an alarm bell, you peer over the main gate of Frosthaven to see a group of unfamiliar figures approaching through the night's freshly deposited snow. As you watch them, it dawns upon you that the group leaves no trace of their movements, no footprints in the snow. Icethers, you signal the gate open and descend to meet them. Greetings. 8 shimmering forms all move their mouths in unison, but a single voice appears in your mind. We have come to ask for your assistance. You wonder why this group of Icethers act and speak as one, and they explain as soon as the thought reaches your mind. When the betrayer brought about our dissolution, we were not strong enough to bring our forms back on our own, but through the strong bonds of our former life, we found each other in the vast emptiness and decided to meld, to become as one. Only by doing so did we bring ourselves back. We are not strong, the voice of 8 continues. Not in the sense that others of our kind are, but if you help us, we will provide knowledge in return. You decide to help, and the figures immediately lighten their expressions. You have our thanks. We have located an old elemental array that will assist in keeping our forms anchored in this plane. We cannot recover it on our own, as lesser spirits and malevolent creatures infest the area. Voice of 8 leads you to the snowfields north of Frosthaven, where an unnatural fog rolls in, giving you the feeling that the air itself has been frozen. You continue forward, the Icethers quiet, and always a few steps ahead. Along the way, you hear off in the distance. You stop under a moss-covered tree, unsure if you heard what you think you heard, a tiny sounding voice calling out. That one you're sure of. You search around the base of the tree and spot it, a beetle nearly the size of a fist. It rubs its limbs together in a practiced way, and the friction sounds nearly like human speech. Against your better judgment, you pick it up. Despite its unusual size, it looks somewhat fragile, lost.
Help! Save!
Is this bug claiming to be part of a harrower? A harrower is a sentient collection of bugs, but it's unusual to have one maintain the intelligence when detached from the greater whole. A talking bug might as well take it with you and keep it safe. You find a suitable container and pocket the beetle. Maybe it will be useful someday. Before long, ruins appear on the edge of your limited vision, some sort of protective structure. The cackling sound of impish creatures can be heard long before your eyes find them through the frozen fog. They throw small stones at the heads of large, undead creatures, failing to get their attention. Your appearance, however, draws the attention of both. Hello, friends, and welcome back. We are back to playing Frosthaven. I wanted to just say that it's nice. We're going to be taking some breaks from this game. And from your point of view, you haven't noticed, but I've taken like 2 weeks off from playing this. I want to be recording these in blocks, doing a bunch of editing, and putting them out in a weekly manner per scenario. But I will be mixing in some other games from time to time. I've got a lot of other games that I really want to play. And I also want to play off camera too. So anyway, before we start Strong Foundation number 65, there's a few rules that came up in conversations and comments and things, and I want to fix them or talk about them really quickly so that we're all on the same page. One that came up a long time ago is you control the movement of this summon. This is the Banner Spear Helene. She's able to control the movement of the reinforcement. That is just something I overlooked because it's in text at the bottom. I don't know. It's it's tough to fit so much information on these cards without missing them. And they did a really good job of, like putting these boxes with an exclamation point, meaning, you have to do these things. And that's really nice that they did that. But this one text down at the bottom, I missed it. That's all. Maybe I saw it and I just forgot about it. Who knows? There's one that I can't remember, which is unfortunate, but one that came up pretty recently is the Bone Shaper. She has a lot of these abilities or actions that say, grant one of your summons, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Well, grant is actually the same exact thing as control, except that grant is more for allies and control is more for enemies. I feel like that was a poor choice to break them up. It should just always be control, honestly, because it's always the commanding figure's choice, regardless of if it's grant or control. So, I don't know. I feel like if to make this clear, they should have said something like this. When a move ability is controlled, it is considered forced movement. They should have said something like that to absolutely make grant clear that it is controlling the summon in this case. So I can't be the only one that has a problem with that. Now, I don't think that's it. There's a couple other things. Oh, you did notice that I did a road event and I snuck it into the story, the introduction. I like that. That was pretty fun. That gave me a Bug in a Jar campaign sticker. And it means that I injected or shuffled in another summer road event. So maybe we'll see that. Maybe we won't. I hope we do. That seems interesting. I figured, as we had the Germinate with us, it would know fire ants are not part of the horror that I guess beetles and other flying insects would be, but not some fire ants. I figured that's what they would think. We'll see if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. Okay. Just, I guess, a quick look at who we're bringing and why. We're bringing Helene. I'm excited to bring Helene along with Hugin and Moonin and Vorder. We've left the club bearing Drifter behind because I want to see them together, and I feel like she's going to be able to do some more fun things with these two than the Drifter was going to. But regardless, it also fits in that she needs to just go out and find some loot for her personal quest, so she can just go on any scenario. And so she's coming on this one. Her personal or her battle goal is bully. Kill an enemy that has 2 or more negative conditions. We'll see if we can do that. I think we can wound a lot with these 3. I think everyone can wound. We have some poison in there. Yeah, so maybe we can put 2 of those in there, and then she can kill that enemy. Who knows? We're bringing Hugin and Moonin because I want to see them a little bit more. Honestly, I feel bad that I was so close-minded about these twins, I guess, in my story. They just need experience, so I want to see them a little bit more. And I had some fun with them, and I'm embarrassed to say how much I hated them before. So I'm having more fun with them. I am going to stand on my point that I don't think they should have been a starting class. I think they're just complex enough that they should have been a class to unlock instead of one of the starting 6. I'm going to stay with that. Okay. And last but not least is Vorder. Oh, sorry, we're going with Daredevil with them. Hugin and Moonin. Add 2 cards to your last pile before your first rest. I think that's possible with them because they both have an odd number. We can get rid of a couple of them, and maybe one of them only does 2, and the other doesn't do any. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. Then over to Vorder. Vorder has to go on this because this is her personal quest as the Eisler. And she has Ritualist, kill an enemy with 3 or more elements are strong or waning. We have so many elements between them. I think this is possible for kind of anybody. We'll see. Okay, on to the map. Now let's take a look at the enemies real quick. We've got frozen corpses. I kind of thought that they were going to be more like I guess a living corpse, just frozen. Like how imps, where they like imps are, they have different types of imps. That's not the case because it actually says frozen corpse here, and I don't think there are living corpses in here. But I did expect that they would be like that, but they aren't. They aren't. It says frozen corpse here, so yeah. Anyway, they've coming in with some shield and retaliation. They still move slow, but they don't hit like a truck like a living corpse does. The snow imps, they have these funny little attacks that bring in brittle, so we're gonna have to pay attention to those. I hate imps anyway, so they're not gonna be as fun regardless. Living bones, we know what those are from Gloomhaven, and ice wraiths, which are a bit interesting that they have. Let's see here that only the normals have a shield of 2, and the elites have a retaliation of range 2. So that's interesting, I guess. I don't know what that means, but we're gonna find out. Otherwise, they have the same amount of health, but they do move more or less and then attack for more or less. I assume that ice wraiths are kind of mixed. Maybe they have some range attacks, maybe they don't. And maybe they have both. Because typically those like range retaliation, I feel like they typically come with ranged attacks. So maybe they have a mixture of both. I would assume that they're not putting frozen corpses, living bones, and like a third melee type of enemy, where snow imps are most definitely going to be ranged. So a lot of shield that we're going to have to contend with, and some retaliation. So I brought as many ways of piercing. Funny enough, all 3 of these do have ways of piercing and wounding. So those are going to be really helpful for these kinds of enemies. I think that's it. So I haven't chosen the first hand of cards because I felt like I had a lot to talk about, and I wanted to talk about those things anyway. So I will now go in for round 1 and set up where we're going to be starting and what hand we're starting with, and then kick off the scenario. And first up is Moonin. Bringing Moonin in first. I think I like bringing Moonin in first because if I can go early, then we can get some cool ranged attacks off first, and then make the switch, or we can just kind of fire off depending on space and things like that. We've got a lot of space here, but they're going to be coming in pretty quickly, so we're going to be surrounded if we don't move away. But Moonin is going to be staying back here. We've got 18 Mind Spike we'll use for the bottom ability. An attack 2 at range 3 or 4 and a switch. And really, this is unfortunate. I wanted to go early, and this is his fastest, or her fastest card. Yeah. So I'm using 2 abilities, 2 actions that have switches on them. And I don't know how I don't like it, but I wanted to do this one fast. That's kind of my idea with this. We'll get 2 attacks off, but I want to be pulling them into, let's see if I can see, yeah, back there. This is some kind of hazardous terrain, the spikes, ice spikes, and it's going to be dealing, is it hazardous terrain is 2 damage. I think it actually gives a formula of how they find it. But anyway, it's going to be doing 2 damage. So making any enemy that has shield suffer damage from terrain is a good thing. So we'll pull either this one here or this one here. It depends on what they're doing, of course. But going first at 18, then following immediately after, also at 18, but later because of the second card, is Helene over here. Yeah. And she wants to use Driving Inspiration. This is one of her X cards. An attack 2 at range 4 with advantage, also bringing in light. I am excited to use this bottom part here, the bottom action, Summon Banner of Hope, where we're going to be able to heal. But I'm thinking of getting through this room first, and then we can pull it out once we know kind of where things are in the second room, and there is a third room further in. And yeah, I want to see how we get through that second room before I pull it in. But I do want to use this after we rest. And then Breakable Wall. Let's get this out immediately so that I don't cry like last time about all of the incoming damage and then put it in a little too late. So let's put it in immediately. This does mean range attacks have -1 range. So probably going to do this first, and then we'll put this on. And then going very, very late, hopefully last, is Vorder back in this corner. And she is going to be summoning in a shambling skeleton. Of course, why not? Let's do this fast, right? Or immediately. So we'll be suffering some damage from that with life and death. And then Fell Remedy will be able to heal 1 at least, but maybe 2, if we can kill an enemy. And potentially that enemy is this one. I'm not entirely sure if I want to put both attacks, 3 attacks on this, or maybe pull this one into that just in case to maybe kill it. We'll see what they're doing, of course. If that one dies, then she heals 2. If not, she heals 1, and that's perfectly fine because then she'll be able to summon again 2 more times before the next long rest. I think that's it. Let's see what they do. We've got Frozen Corpse going at 23, Freezing Embrace. It's going to move. Oh man, interesting. This Frozen Corpse is going to move +1. It has a move of 1. This normal here that I'm worried about. This one has a move of 2, so that's 1, 2, 3. Not going to have to worry about it. And then it's going to brittle and immobilize us, whoever it gets its hold on. Interesting. I like that. I hate it, but I like where it's going. Frozen Corpse. That means it's very different to the living corpse. I guess otherwise it would have puked on us and giving us poison. I think that's what it would have done as the Frozen Corpse. Living Bones, Hasty Assault. It's going to move +1 at 25. and then an attack of -1. And then the imp, the one I'm most worried about. Okay, nothing special. It's going to move +0 and make an attack at 3. So I'm a little worried about the incoming damage, because if something like this, like the imp, attacks Vorder, then the next damage she takes is brittle, and that's not good. Let's see, double next source of damage, and then remove it. So that's not a good thing for her, because then it would be 4 damage to summon, and that's not cool, man. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do is probably try and kill that. Since we don't have anything coming in from this, then I'm not too worried about it. Oh, well, however, if she was taking damage this turn, that heal would get rid of it. And that's something we need to keep in mind. Heal can get rid of brittle. I think it just also remove when heal. Okay, so brittle does not prevent healing like poison does. I was wondering if that was going to be the case, but it says here clearly prevents healing and is removed when healed, whereas like wound says remove when healed and brittle says remove when healed. So we can continue to heal if we're brittle while removing that brittle. All right. So I've got 2 ideas here for my attack. Is I can either outright pull this into the spikes, and it would almost certainly die. The only thing is, if I pulled like a -2 would even kill it. The only thing that wouldn't kill it is that dreaded unmentionable. Or I could pull this guy in, but it's still going to be able to move. My thought was that if it has a movement of just 1, then it would from here move into there and then continue moving, and then it can't attack. But that's not going to be the case. So I think what I'm going to do is make the attack on this to pull it in, and then we'll start laying into the frozen corpse. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't really want to waste an attack of 3, though. Nothing special. It just has an attack of 1 and then brittle, and we can get rid of that. I guess, okay, the other thought is if I don't attack this, or if I don't kill it, which is probably going to be the case, then it's going to brittle us, and then this is going to attack and then brittle again. And that's the bad thing. So let's kill that. Let's kill that now, or attempt it anyway. So into my embrace is an attack of 3 onto that imp. A -1, which isn't bad. It's not good, but it's not bad. That means 2 damage go onto that snow imp, and then I pull it in, and it immediately dies there for another 2 more damage. But I think that's the better way to do it, because if I let that attack, we will have an attack at brittled state from this, because the freezing embrace is going first. Yeah, that's the better way to do it. Then we're going to be switching. We'll come back to that here in a minute. And then an attack of 2 at 3 or 4, 1, 2, 3, and that's going to be -1 from its shield. Yep, yeah, it's got to happen here, guys. It's got to happen. Okay, well, we switch out into Mugen, or Hugin, that is. Hugin is in. We do have this Amulet of Life, which is going to be what we use to get rid of that. Incoming brittle that this is definitely going to be putting onto him. Okay, so next. Well, that didn't go too well. We did end up killing that, which is good. So that means she's going to heal 2, which is perfect. And I guess that's a good thing. But we didn't put any damage on this. Now, do I want to make this attack against this or over here against this living bones? It's at range 4 and advantaged. They both have one. Yeah, they both have one shield. I feel like because I haven't put any damage on this, on the frozen corpse, let's try softening this one up, and maybe we can kill this so it doesn't get another attack later. So I'll do that. I'll do that. Yep. So advantage onto the living bones. We've got a 0 or a +1. That's good. So that's an attack of 2. Make it 3. -1 because of the shield. That is 2. On to number 1. Okay. So it just has 3 more damage, and then that's dead. This also brings in light, which is huge for Hugin and Moonin. I think that's it, though. I don't think we're going to be seeing anything. I don't think she uses light. No. At least not yet. We'll see. But Hugin and Moonin will definitely be using it. And then we'll use Unbreakable Walls bottom ability for that. For that. I wonder. Yeah, let's not move at all. We're definitely just going to do that. All right. That gives 2 experience. Okay, and that's all. All right, on to that frozen corpse. We get a +1 for their movement. This number 6 elite back here has a movement of 2, make it 3. So 1, 2, 3. That is something that's going to be tricky, that I'm not going to be able to think about all that frequently. This ice they take into consideration for moving around. I think I did that correct. I think it's pretty easy, but 1, 2. Wait, where did it start? It started back here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. So yeah, 1, 2, 3. Never mind. I think I put it there, but it actually started back here. This one now goes, and it's just going to go 1, and it's already where it wants to be. So then and it's blocking both. I guess you can see her head. Yeah, you can see her hair. Now it's going to place a brittle and immobilize. That's not good. Onto Hugin there. Yep, and that goes away. Next are the living bones. Hasty assault. So this one's number 1. We've got 1, 2. That is going to make the attack there a -1 with a +0. Its attack is 2. So 1, 1, -1 from Unbreakable Wall, which gives it, which makes it 0. Okay, and then a movement of +1 is a 3. Yeah, so it can't go 1, 2, 3, 4 and then continue on. It can't go 1, 2 and then continue on. So it's just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. This ice is going to make things so tricky on me trying to figure out how the monsters are going to choose. But hey, that's life, I guess. Nothing special now for the snow imp. We've already killed that one. And this is a +0 movement from 2. So 1, 2, and nobody's in range 3. So that's it. It's not so bad, I guess. That is a good start. That's a good start. No incoming damage. We do have to deal with that brittle and immobilize, but and we did pull. I already said the unmentionable, and then we pulled it. Yeah, we do have to contend with that, and the problem is that that is going to be probably coming from an attack from that frozen corpse. So it's an attack of 2. It could be 4. But we do have that leather armor, and we have the amulet of life. So as long as we go early, we do have this acquired resistance as well. I don't think I'm going to use it so quick because if I use that to get rid of this brittle now, I have a way to get rid of it with that amulet of life. So I'm going to save the acquired resistance. Just try and go early with Hugin and use the amulet of life to get rid of it immediately. Yep. But it does seem like, let's say you take 0 damage and then you get brittle. But if you have regenerate, because you didn't take any damage, your regenerate stays, and then it would get rid of it on the beginning of your next turn. I see something there. Okay. Oh, here I am shuffling. I'm not even done yet. Life and death. Let's bring that baby in. That's number 1 of many to come. And that's going to plop in right there. And then I'm going to heal those 2 points right back. That's pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. We get 1 XP for that, and that'll do. Okay, now that was a pretty good turn. Let's see what we can do here in round 2. We have light and waning. Maybe I can do something about that. So we're going to be kicking off with Hugin back there, behind the big guy there. And we're going at 14. I'm just going to use this as like a default attack too. I'm not too excited about it, but I need to be doing something at 14. I need to go early. I don't know how fast they can go. It seems to me that they should go slowly. That's one of their faster ones, and it doesn't even attack. Sorry, I'm pointing at it off camera, but this is one of their faster ones in that it doesn't have an attack. So that's kind of the way I'm thinking. We'll see if that's a good idea or not. So that's just going to be an attack of 2. And then I'm going to be going with Changeling's Boon, bringing in a blessing. And then at the end of each of your turns, you may consume anything to bring in fire or light. We'll make that switch afterwards. And that will also give us an experience. This is going to be a persistent thing. So it's not a burn card that we need for Daredevil. We have to lose 2. I don't think this is one that I'm going to particularly lose, and maybe we just don't go for it. I was thinking about it, but I kind of went against my plan. I wanted to bring this in. I really want to make Moonin very powerful this scenario and really play with that. So this is a persistent one that will make a change after. Bringing in a blessing is also pretty cool too. And then at 21 is Vorder. We're going to burn Exploding Corpse. But first, what we're going to do is grant one of your summons move 3. And the way that the rule is kind of saying, without saying it, is that I can control the movement of that. Well, we're going to send this poor little guy that I just brought in 1, 2, 3, and then explode right here, right in that hex. So we'll be sending it in. bringing in air, and then we will kill it, making an attack against of 4 against these 3 enemies. You're bringing in fire, we'll get some experience for it. So that's pretty cool. I was planning on trying to use this, but it wasn't really going to work right away. So yeah, we'll go 21 there. And then at 32, hopefully this is fast enough. We'll see. We'll be using combined effort with Helene, with her ally from at all costs, the reinforcement. So I don't think it's going to stay alive for too long. Maybe we should wait, but my fear is that if I go too late with this, then I might get surrounded with her, and I don't really want to get that. So 32, I hope, is fast enough for that. And then we'll do combined effort on anything that's alive. If that's not the case, then maybe what I can do is not summon in and just move 2 and move over to here to make that attack onto the frozen corpse. And this will just be mirrored in that case, which is also something we can do, which I found in the rulebook because somebody brought it up. Also wounding in the process, which is going to be helpful. So 32, if this one is dead, which very well could be, then we'll just move over there and help out there. That's also going to, it's going to kind of put us back here for a little while, if that's the case, but we won't be able to take a lot of attacks, just like 1 or 2 attacks, if we're stuck back here. So it'll stop maybe this one from moving in too close for a bit until we've dealt with all this, and then we can move out to deal with that stupid imp that's definitely going to be pelting us. So frozen corpse first, let's check it out. Number 42, cold snap. It can consume ice to bring in brittle, to make its attack brittling. Okay. Another +1 movement at 42, which is after us. Okay. Where's the living bones? 81 power slash attack +2. Well, I don't think we're going to be dealing with that because it's too far away from all of us. Yeah, we'll see where we all end up. And then tip the scales is just going to stay right back here. The snow imp is, and get everybody. Oh man, 24. That's actually before the banner spear, Helene. And it's also before this guy, which might be a problem. That means that the frozen corpses are going to be attack, or this one will attack with advantage. My goodness. Okay. Let's see how many of these we can really take out, though. We'll do this attack first, just the attack 2, and then I'll put the blessing in to make it worth it later. I don't want to shuffle the blessing in and then pull it now just for an attack of 2. Okay, it'd be like 3 damage, but come on, that's really not enough. So we'll make the attack 2 now, and then we'll take some damage for that. Because, oh no, that one, okay, that does not have retaliation. So that, yeah, they don't have retaliation. I was kind of worried about the retaliation, but that's not going to be the case. And now we're going to use the bottom ability here. We'll gain some experience for that one. Before I forget, we'll use the Amulet of Life to get rid of Brittle. Okay, that's it for you. Bone Shaper. Vorder, your turn. Well, let's send, oh, that's right. At the end of your turn, so I'm going to consume light now to bring in either fire or light. And I think, let's see, since I'm not switching, I can only use light at the moment. So let's keep light going for a little bit longer. Back to strong. Okay. And a blessing. Let's not forget about the blessing. And switch. My God, I'm just like a mess right now. Yep. Okay. That also, we can also get rid of that because it's the end of the turn. And now it is Vorder's turn. Finally. All right. All caught up here. So we'll send it in. That is a 1, 2, 3. That brings in air. We'll be able to use air next round for sure. And then we will explode our Draugr and burn exploding corpse. So designate one of your summons and perform attack 4 against all enemies adjacent to the designated summon. I'm glad that we aren't a part of that. I was worried about that because the bottom one does that. All allies and enemies adjacent to the hex in which it died suffer 2. So we don't have to, I mean, we're not doing that one. Kill it, and then we'll be bringing in fire. Well, that's not going to be putting ritualist because the fire comes in after. Kill an enemy. Yeah, that's too bad. Okay, well, maybe in the next round we'll do something like that. Okay, we'll make the attack against all. I'm just going to go straight down the line here. We'll make the attack here first. And let's see here. A +0, so that's an attack of 4, -1 for the shields, so 3 damage gets in onto number 5, Frozen Corpse. Number 2, Living Bones, a +1, so that's 5, -1 is 4. Darn. Okay, so number 2 takes 4 damage. And then finally, the last one is another +1. Well, we know what that one does. That is going to kill number 1 here because of because it already had damage on it. It took 4 damage. It already has 2. Yep. So it is dead. Next, that brings in fire or infuses fire. 1 experience. That one is dead. So we'll pull all that back off again. That's discarded. And then Exploding Corpse is burned or lost. Okay. Now we're up to that Snow Imp. Pesky Snow Imp. So it's going to tip the scales, is what that one's called. And all it's going to do is strengthen the big guy there. So that one is strengthened for its incoming attack. Yeah. Then that's it for the Snow Imp. Banner Spear now. Yeah, I do wish that we had an incoming attack first now because then I could summon in the reinforcement first. So we're not going to be summoning in the reinforcement. We do want to perform combined effort. So we're just going to default move 1, 2 into this corner. It's nice that we get to protect her, but we can't summon anymore because now we have no more spaces for them to pour out of. So we're gonna have to figure out another way to do that. Maybe we can just move out a little bit. We'll see. And then combined effort, that's an attack of 3 with wound. Again, it shows here, it's exactly the way I want it to be. We are standing in this hex. Moonin is standing in this hex, and then that's where our target is. That's an attack of 3. We're keeping it 3. It's going to drop to 2 because of its shield. So it's now up to 5 damage, and it's wounded. I'll put that right there on top. There you go. Okay, and an XP for that. Okay, Frozen Corpse turn now. This is kind of a pain, but we got to see it come in now. The cold snap. It is going to be distributing these. This one will be attacking Moonin back there, and this one will be attacking Helene. It's a move of 2 plus 1. So 1, 2, 3, and then it's going to attack. Man, this is annoying, isn't it? Then it's going to attack. Is that even a little better? It's a little better. Then it's going to make the attack against Helene with advantage. Okay. So that is a +1 with a -1. Frost or ice is not strong or waning, so it's not going to be brittling us, which is good. But that is an attack of, let's see, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. 1 damage is coming in for that. And no, nothing's brittled. And then this one is going to make the attack against Moonin. It's going to take damage first because, or it's going to take 1 hit, 1 wound, whatever, because it is wounded. And then this one is just going to be normal attack at 0. That one, it's a normal, so it has an attack of 2, -1 for cold snap. So that's just 1 damage. I forgot about the leather armor. I'm just going to kind of let it go. I should try and remember it in the future, but I need to punish myself for not remembering. And in this case, like, it's a -1 attack, so it's not a time to really need it either. If it was a +2, that would be the worst case scenario, and it's still only 3 damage. So, okay, this would go away after that attack. That one is still wounded. And now it is the living bones. Well, the living bones, the only one that's alive is right here, has no target, so it is done. That's it for round 2. Light, air, and fire are waning. Let's see if we can get Ritualist. That would be, we'd have to kill that frozen corpse with her, and I don't think that's going to be the case. No. Okay, well, regardless, we're going into round 3. So we're going to be starting off at 15 with Helene. With deflecting maneuver, attack 2, make it 3 with air, which we do have, and advantage, some XP. And then all attacks targeting you this round gain disadvantage. That'll be pretty helpful. And then I'm using Incendiary Throw. I was really excited about this, but because there's something very tricky about it, because they have shield, there's a lot of shield in this scenario. It's not going to work the way that I thought it was going to work. If the target suffers damage from this attack, the target and all enemies adjacent to the target gain wound. It doesn't work the way that I was hoping, that everyone just gains wound, which would make it a really good card, but I get it, I understand. So we'll be using it just for the default 2 move, and I'll be able to jump out of the way now, but I'll make this attack first to try and take this big guy out. If not, then it might die on its turn anyway. Then jump pick up this loot, of course, and yeah. And then we can use Renewing Potion even to get our heater shield back and our winged shoes back too. This thing's pretty cool. I'm really happy that we found it, that we made that. So, okay. Then at 30 is going to be Moonin. Got it right the first time this time. We're going to be using Scarab Flight for that top attack action, and then Harvest Essence for the bottom. Move and heal up. She only needs 1 health to heal up completely, but we can get her to full health. And then we'll be making this line attack against these 2 units. These units, man. Still got Mage Knight in my mind, I guess. Against these 2, the enemies, monsters. There we go. And then we'll consume either fire or light to bring in fire or light. I wanted to use one of them, and unfortunately, there's no way for me to use it and make an attack. I could have made this one, but if I'm going to be burning this, I want to make an attack against all of those, not just these 2 back here. The other way to use fire is for healing, and there's really nobody to heal. So we'll come back to that. Maybe we'll bring it in next. Maybe we do need to kind of make a switch, and the only way we can switch is with Selfless Offering on that bottom. So it's going to be tough to use fire. We'll probably end up just bringing light back in to try and use in the future. And then at 71, the Bone Shaper Vorder going really late to bring in another Shambling Skeleton, of course, with Damned Horde. And the bottom ability is going to send it in, and that way we can plug up a gap. I'm hoping that this is dead at that point. If it's not, then it will be kind of right here, or it can move over to here. We'll see. We'll see where we can put it. But I'm hoping that it's last and that it doesn't take an attack. Even though we do have the Warden's Robes, maybe we can save it. So, oops, that needs to get shuffled. Yeah, so that with all this shield that the enemies have, the only way for Incendiary Throw to work is to pull a plus. And if I had, let's say I had if I had like 4 or 5 of the -1s in the pile, then I'd go for it. That's the neat thing about this modifier deck, is that we know what is left. I tend to not really count, but in times like that, that's when I try to do my best. So nothing special. There it is. It brings in frost. Look at that. I was wondering about that, if it just used ice, but it seems to be bringing in ice as well. More frost. Let's call it frost. Nothing special at 71, which actually is right after Vorder. Then we've got the Snow Imp is phase out. It's just going to sit back there, heal, and then bring in anything that it wants. Yeah, weird. What does that do? Huh. I'm going to have to look that rule up, because I don't know what that means for the enemies. Does that, if I could pick, that'd be fantastic. I don't know what I would pick at this point, but drain life for the living bones is going to be healing. We don't want that to happen, do we? Let's try and kill that guy. Maybe what we can do with her is jump back here and make the attack. It's a -2 move, an attack, and then it's going to heal. At the moment, it's not going to do anything, but that's going to go at 20. which is actually before the germinate. Yeah, that would have been good actually if I could have moved back with Moonin first, make the attack, and then I wouldn't have to worry about that. But that's not going to be the case. Okay. Okay. Well, let's start it off. Snow Imp is going to do this phase out thing. So I'm not going to be making an attack anyway. It's going to heal. Well, it doesn't have any damage on it either. So I'm just going to put this away and figure out what that means. There's 3, frost, darkness, and earth. I don't even know what that's called. The elements is where I can start. If a monster infuses or consumes a wild or mixed element, the party decides which element is infused or consumed. Well, that's just really, really nice of them. Thank you. Thanks for that. I'm thinking darkness or earth because we'll be able to use one of those for sure with Vorder. Man, that's real nice. Thank you. Darkness, maybe? Darkness. Let's bring in darkness. Thanks, guys. Those imps. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that I would say those imps were pretty kind? So, Snow Imp done. Helene coming in hot with an attack 3 with advantage. We'll consume that right now and gain that experience just so I don't forget, as usual. And then the targets, she'll be, well, if she's targeted this round, they will gain disadvantage. Man, I really want to make this attack and then jump away. And I think I'm still going to do it. And that kind of means that those, yeah, I'm still going to do it. All right, it's advantage. We've got a +1 and a +1. So that's a +1. That's 3, 4, 3 because of the shield. Well, it has 6 damage, so that guy is dead. Okay. And now we're still going to do the jump because if I stand where I am, it's could, what does it have? It's a movement of -2. It has a move of 3, so 1. Yeah, I guess even if I did this, it's not going to be able to make it over here to make an attack against both of us. But I'm still going to make the jump over. Let's back this up now. I'm still going to make the jump over because why the heck not? That's going to consume or use my boots. Let's check that out. Then I'm going to use my renewing potion right away. That's a consumed item now, so it actually goes away for the rest of the scenario. Bully, kill an enemy that has 2 or more negative conditions. That was not the case. We'll bring back the heater shield and the winged shoes. That way we can use the heater shield immediately anyway. Disadvantage, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's check out what we've picked up. It is some lumber, just 1 to be precise, but that's good. Maybe we can build with that something cool. All right, where are we? Living Bones turn. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of unfortunate that's going to heal, but honestly, I'm not too worried about the Living Bones. I've never really cared about the Living Bones. They're not too scary. Okay, it's going to make an attack right here with a +0, +1, and then heal. It has an attack of 2. Make that 3. Make that 2. Make it 1. Because of the heater shield and unbreakable walls, we just take 1 damage from all of that. And that's its turn. Then it's going to heal, of course. So it went from 4 to 2. That's the only one on the map, so we're fine with that. Now it is Moonin's turn, so let's do the old backup here. Backup 1. We'll heal 2, but we just need the 1. And then that was Harvest the Essence. Now we'll make this attack. Attack 2 against both of these monsters. And I don't think we'll be able to kill it, but well, we can at least try to deal some more damage. Let's make the first attack against the living bones. So that's an attack of 2. I swear, guys, I swear. I swear, I shuffled that in there. So that's an attack of 4 minus 1. That's a 3. It's actually dead. It's dead, guys. It is dead. Even after it healed, it died. Wow. And then it's a push. Well, it's dead. Now let's make the other attack. That's a minus 1, so nothing happens there. But it does get pushed back for better or worse. I don't know yet. Probably for better. Now we've opened this gap. That's pretty sweet. That is pretty sweet. And whose turn is it now? What's going on? Where are we? Vorder. Summon. Here it comes. Right there. The next Draugr on the map. And then we'll play this. And actually what we can do is go pick up some loot and then send this into there. That's not so bad. Yep. That's what happened. That is going to give us some loot, a whole bunch of money. That's 3 times the monster, or the gold conversion is 3, so that's 9 gold on 1 freaking card. I love it. 1 experience, and that's it. Now it's the Frozen Corpse's turn, and he's going to do nothing special, but we know what that means. He's going to be making an attack against Helene there with a minus 1. Let's see, that's an attack of 3. Minus 1. That's 2. Minus 1 from Breakable Wall. That's just 1 damage. We're getting out of this really quickly, or really easily. That Unbreakable Wall needs to go out fast, I think. I made the mistake earlier to wait. Those living bones, they're all dead. And then we've got a little bit of shuffling, just one shuffle, and we'll begin round 4. Right. I keep forgetting this thing. Okay, so I'm going to forget this quite a bit, and that's just my bad. We do have Frost up. Let's see if I can. We do have Frost from the attack from the Frozen Corpse, and I'm going to keep light. So in this next round, this is how it looks. Does that make sense? I've consumed light. I consumed light or fire, didn't matter. To bring that up, that went up, this went up. So all 3 of these into round 4 are now in waning. So I made a mistake, and I forgot about deflecting maneuver. All attacks targeting you this round gain disadvantage. Well, she had 2 attacks against her this round, and they should have pulled 2 cards each, choosing the worst. So I need to fix this. The living bones attacked with drain life. And drain life is an attack of +0, and it would have pulled these two cards here. That's a -1 or a +1. So it would have pulled a -1. So that's an attack of 2 -1. And because of Unbreakable, she would have taken 0 damage. And that's when she used the heater shield. So I'm going to bring that back and take 0 damage from that one. Now is the second attack from the Frost, the Frost Giant is really what I want to call it, the Frozen Corpse. So it's going to pull 2 more. That's a +1 and a -1. Well, fantastic. So that one stays as is. That was an attack of 3 +0 for the nothing special, and then -1 from its attack modifier. With the shield, it is going to be just 1 damage, and I've already recorded that. So I saved the damage. I could use the heater shield now. So I took 0 damage from that whole round. There we go. That's much better. I needed to fix that. So now we're going to be going into round 4. And we're going to be seeing the Germinate. Who is that? Moonin. Man, I can't do it, guys. I cannot do it. Moonin will be going first. Whoops, forgot that part. Moonin's going first with Selfless Offering at 27. This is going to be a move of 3 so that we can switch. And Smoldering Hatred for the attack of 2 at range 4 or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can make that attack there. I think I'll be muddling myself so that it can become an attack of 4. And I might actually use Acquired Resistance to get rid of that muddle. I'm not sure how excited I am about that, but I don't want to be muddled for this round and the following round, particularly because we have the another ×2 in there where we can get riddled for the, was it her perk, or their perk. So I don't want to be muddled for that, but I also want to save Required Resistance for that reason too. But I think it's better that we just get rid of it now and we don't take the muddle, so that if I do get brittle, then I can take a long rest eventually. I don't think he's going to be taking any more damage. This scenario, or this room. Then at 43 is Warder. We're going to have a move of 4 at Dark Tidings and command the Wretched to make this attack again. Yep, that's what we're going to be doing. I'm hoping, that is a couple retaliation damage, but to have a couple attacks go in, we do have the Warden's Robes. If it's too late, then it won't make a second attack. Maybe we'll see. I don't know how that's going to work, obviously. Then 67 is Helene with Tip of the Spear, move 4, and pincer movement for an attack of 2. This thing has been against the wall, it's been against the wall even over here. We haven't been able to corner it in a way to use pincer movement or Tip of the Spear. So I'm just going to have to, I think what I'm going to do is I have this in case I can make this work. But if I can't, then okay. But it's going at 67. It's going after Vorder. And maybe what I can do is this guy only has 1 health left, maybe. So I'm just going to have it move behind here, and then we can make the the attack with tip of the spear against that guy. So that's kind of my thought. I'll bring in a couple cards, and both are going to be good. Maybe we make the attack here. Maybe we run over here and make just like a default 2 attack there and hope for the best. Frozen Corpse is Cold Snap. That's going to do that again. And okay, it's a weaker attack, but it will be brittle because Frost is in. So maybe 42 goes after the Germinate, but before Bone Shaper. Maybe we consume ice to bring in fire so that it can't do that kind of a thing. Then we have the Imp doing nothing special at 37, which is also before. Okay, well, we'll be seeing that snow coming in closer. Yikes. Okay, well, let's see. Yeah, let's see how we can do this. First attack here from him, from her. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another thing I could do is I could move first and just make the attack over here. So I could go 1, 2, 3. That would jump over to here. And then we can make the 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's not in range anymore. 1, 2, 3. Well, we could still 1, 2, 3, 4 make the attack back there. I'm just considering. Let's make the attack. Since we can only make the attack against this, I guess maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we can't make the attack against this regardless, unless 1, 2, 3. We go there and then 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm just going to make the attack against this anyway. And I am going to use acquired resistance to get rid of that muddle, but I'm going to use that, get that, so that I can make an attack 4. So we'll flip that over and -1. So it's an attack of 4, -1 because of that, -1 because of the shield. So that's only 2 damage on number 6. Okay, that's not that great. And then we need to move and switch. I think I like the idea of 1, 2, 3 to start heading in this direction. And that's going to keep this over here. And I mean, I don't care where it is. But we do have the leather armor, so we can maybe reduce the incoming damage from that. Is that really the best idea? It's an idea, and I'm going to stick with it. I know we've got the shield, but I don't want her to take that because then she's going to get a second attack, and I don't want that to happen, potentially. Then the Snow Imp is going to go with nothing special. 1, 2, 3 is going to attack her, but, oh, whoops, it's going to attack him. But at disadvantage because of the leather armor. So first card up is -1 and a 0. So -1 it is. That's an attack of 1. -1 is 0, so no incoming damage, which is pretty decent, but brittled again. Yep, that's it. So done. Frozen Corpse is going to be attacking this, actually. I kind of forgot that was going to be the focus. And it's okay, because we've got the Warden's Robes, and it's a -1 anyway, so it shouldn't be too bad, is what we say. No, it's a +1. That's an attack of 3, 2, 3. We will use the Warden's Robes then. And that's going to reduce the damage by 2. It's only going to take 1 damage. That 3 would have killed it. Yep, 3 would have killed it. So let's make sure that it stays alive a little bit longer. Cold snap, right there. Oh, right. I forgot that part. I said I was going to do it, and I forgot to do it. This is something that's going to drive me and probably you guys insane, that I'm going to be forgetting about this every single turn. And that's just it. Yep. Is Vorder. Before we go, let's have that attack. It does not move. It just makes an attack of +0. It's an attack of 2, -1, of course, which puts a 3rd damage onto the frozen corpse, while it takes a 2nd damage. Man, see, that's what I mean. So do we make that attack where it has pierce, knowing that it's going to die immediately after, or do we just have it move behind so that we can pierce through with that? And I think that's the better idea. So we'll grant one of your summons this, the move and attack. It's going to go 1, 2, and that's it. That's its turn. It's not going to attack. It's not going to pierce or anything. And then we have Dark Tidings, a movement of 4. 1, well, 4. Trying to find a way of picking up the loot. Maybe we just go pick up that loot back there. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go. We go and stand in the ice. We can't go any further, and then we're gonna go over here and end our turn there. Yep. That's gonna deal 2 damage. I didn't take 2 damage. Okay, that's going to deal 2 more damage. We're now at 0, We're at 2 damage left, 2 health hit points left, because we had the damned horde, the shambling skeleton, come in, and now we're taking 2 more damage. Yeah, that kind of hurts, but I don't think I'm going to be bringing in another. I'd really like to bring in another, but no, we can't. Okay, we can't afford that. Well, anyway, we're gaining some loot out of this, some more gold. I love it. I like that she's just going through the deck, picking up gold. That's exactly what I want her to be doing. Don't know what that's going to be. Well, I guess we can be using that for building. Okay. Next, tip of the spear. So we will be using that this time. That's pretty good. Let's make that attack here. Yeah. That's an attack of 3 with 1 experience. 3, 4, 5. And it has a pierce of 3 so that all 5 damage goes in. That is beautiful. That puts it at, let's see here, 8 out of the 11. She does have to take 1 hit for retaliation, and then I'll do this, but I'm not going to perform the move. I'm just going to perform the loot. Or will I? No, let's move. Let's get a little bit closer to the door. Move, loot. I guess it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so we'll move, we'll loot, and we'll pick this up for her. Helene, please be stuff. Snow thistle. Cool. Actually, yeah, that's what's needed for the renewing potion. I like the idea of getting another one of these, particularly for her. If we can find, as I think it's called, rock root. And then that's it. That's it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's it for round 4. Let's see what we can do in round 5. So we're going to be starting off with Helene at 6, set for the charge. Yep, everyone's in. Set for the charge. Just go early. I want to see what they're going to do before I do anything at all, and then regroup for that top ability. I think that's what I'm going to be doing. I don't think. Ooh, I could do it the other way. Yeah, I'm going to see what they're going to do. There's some good options there. So let's see what we're going to do there. Then at 23 is Hugin. For kind of a similar thing, we're going to probably do the bottom ability here and then just make a default attack 2. I'm guessing we're going to be attacking back there. It all depends on what they pull. I'm kind of just pulling things and figuring out how to perform my turn. But my plan is to get away from this and just let it catch up to us eventually. This is probably going to be over here holding it for a turn, and then it's going to die if it does make an attack. And if it gets attacked, it's most certainly going to die. So at 46 is Vorder. I'll probably do an attack. This looks really good in this situation, and maybe I use it in the next rooms. Maybe I do end up using it. I just didn't want to use it right away. I'm going to use Decaying Will probably to make an attack against this to get it poisoned, and then walk away. I made another mistake in the last round. When I had Vorder come and pick this up, I definitely should have had Hugin use his flexible slippers. For some reason, I'm blanking that this works in that way, but we could have looted that hex with Hugin instead of going and picking it up. That's my bad. Well, maybe I'll try and remember that in the future, but no promises. Yeah. Okay. So let's see what they do. Frozen Corpse is going to do Frost Breath. Interesting. Okay. A +0 move at 39. That is after the Germinate. So we've got some time to figure out how we're going to deal with it. But before Vorder, which is unfortunate, that means you're probably dead. I mean, you're dead regardless, but unless we can kill this first. No, I don't think that's going to be the case. Let's see here. That's interesting. That's all I'm going to say about that. Then the Imp. How many? I haven't even shuffled your deck at all, your cards. Wow, you haven't pulled one at all. So, okay, Imp. There's one. It's going to consume anything. That's bad. Rotten Sting. Consume anything to make it target a second, and then poisoning. So Imp's definitely got a little more interesting for Frosthaven. 43 is also before the Bone Shaper. So I maybe we want to kill that. Another thing I'm really struggling with is getting the Hugin and Moonin to actually use light and fire and frost. It's not going to be happening in this round either. So Daredevil doesn't look like it's something that I'm going to be using unless I burn a card and then also get rid of my changeling's boon. So, yeah, I don't see Daredevil happening. I thought it was going to be so simple. And I realized after that I did not want to do this round. I wanted to be getting Changeling's Boon out and using it substantially, and I haven't used it at all. So, all right, that's that. So, I think what we want to do is get rid of that rotten sting, but it only has 3 health. So maybe we make an attack against that instead. How many? It has 8 health at the moment, 8 out of 11. So this is not going to kill it. Otherwise, I would say let's do that. But I think instead is I'm just going to use regroup to heal up Vorder so that, oh, actually, I could heal up the shambling skeleton here and hope that it pulls like a 0 or minus. Let's see what they've pulled so far. They've pulled 3 plus 1s, 1, 2, 3, 4 minuses or zeros. So it seems like it could go either way. There's not really yeah. Because I could heal up that shambling skeleton. And in that case, hope that it dies, that it gets a turn to make another attack. Or I could just heal Vorder up. I think I'm going to take the Vorder route. So let's regroup and heal Vorder. That way she can bring in another one before we enter that next room. That's kind of my thought. That was my idea at first anyway. So there we go. So when it gets to her turn, we'll do that. Then I'm going to use this and just get away from this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4 with set for the charge. That way she's by the door and we can rest up here and hope that we don't take too much damage, I guess, from this next attack. Okay, then the Germinate. Let's see if we can kill it. I'm hoping we can. Yeah. Okay, well, let's move into its face. We'll go 1, 2, and it will gain disadvantage, and then we'll make an attack of 2 with the default. That's too bad. Okay. I needed a plus to kill it. Okay, well. Okay, now it goes to the frozen corpse. Frozen corpse is going to move up. It has nowhere else to, it moves to focus, and then it tries to figure out who else it can attack, but there's nobody there. Oh, it actually stayed alive. And it brought frost in, infused frost. So it missed its attack. Fantastic. Now the snow imp is going to back up 1 right to there and then attack both of us because it's going to consume. Oh, I did it again. At this point, does it really matter? I'm going to consume. I can't consume the frost. I'm going to consume fire to bring in light. Yep. And this is going to, it can consume anything that I want it to. It's going to consume light. I've got something that I can do with Frost in the next round. So I'm going to have it do that and hope that I go fast enough to do it. So now it's going to attack both of us with -1s. First, Helene, because of, yep, this is something that I really do like about this. It is there's like one more fidgety thing that I have to do, but it's actually extremely helpful because I can just look over here and say, who was it, instead of looking at their cards and was it them? I don't remember. So it was Helene first, a 0. So that is, it's an attack of 1. Unbreakable wall will block. Oh, I guess this makes it a -1 anyway. So, and then another 0. So both of them do get brittled. Oh, actually, nope, it didn't even matter. Okay, so Helene got brittled. Received brittle, and Moonin Hugin already had it on there, but the way that this works is it applies all attack bonuses and penalties. Okay, so it has an attack of 1. Then it gets a -1 from this. It is poisoning too, by the way. I have not forgot. Draw the attack modifier. Okay, that's a 0. So now we're at 0 still. Apply the target's shield bonus and then apply the brittle or ward. And in that case, brittle comes last and nothing comes from it because its attack was 0. They are both poisoned, however. So that's sucky. Poisoned and brittled. Whew. Whew. That's interesting. That's a disadvantage. I'm being stupid. Okay, because of that. So that is it. There's 0 damage anyway. I just needed to pull another card to see what it was. And now we go to Vorder. Vorder, her little Draugr there is going to make an attack of nothing and then die. This poor guy. Coming back. And then I'm going to use this. Oh, we also, now it's her turn, so we regenerate 1. And now I'm going to use Decaying Will. Now, which side should that go? I feel like I want to make the attack against this just to put the poison there, or do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could make the attack here and hope. All I have to do is pull a 0. Okay, that's easier said than done, of course. I feel like I should put the poison on this, and we'll deal with that another way. The problem is that I don't. No, I've got some attack coming. Let's put the poison on this 1. So it's an attack of 1 plus 1. Hey, so that gets through the shield. It takes 1 more damage. So we're at 9 now, and it's poisoned, which is pretty helpful. So we only have to hit 2 more damage over there. It would have been +1 if our shambling Draugr skeleton had survived, but oh well. That brings in Earth. And that's it. Then we will just use this. I'm going to use her crude boots to make it a move of 3, I think. 1. Let's see here. How can I make this 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All the way back in that corner would be quite. I don't know. 1, 2, 3. We can't continue on, but at least we've entered the ice, and we can just kind of go around it in the next round. Okay. Yes. All right. That's it for that round. We'll bring ice and earth to waning. We're going into round 6 here. We've got some pretty easy choices. Yeah. We're going to be going. We're going to be taking a long rest with Helene. We're going to be taking we're going to be going at 20 with Hugin here, and we can use that ice to gain an extra shield. It gives her experiences. That is my bigger thing there. And we'll just use draining pincers to make an attack of 2 against this guy back there, that imp. And it will not change. It won't matter because we'll get a long rest anyway. But Hugin and Moonin will both have 1 card left. So, and then we don't have much choice over here. We have to play these 2 cards. I'll just do this to go late, and then we can figure out what we want to do. But probably going to be bringing in another shambling skeleton. So let's see what they're going to do. I've got a bit of shuffling, actually. So the frozen corpse is going to be going at 68. What the heck is that? Thawed Strike. A move -1. However, if it can consume fire, it's going to move at +2. If the element is consumed by the frozen corpse during the move ability, it suffers 2 damage, and then it makes an attack of +1. So if we can get fire infused before its turn, it will consume it and then take its last 2 damage. Well, hey, we will do that. We can do that because of Changeling's Boon. Look at that, we've done something. Okay, so 68 will be going after, we'll be going after the Germinate. That's, of course, way later. And then that imp is 43. I hope, okay, Dark Charm does the same thing, but it's going to be, and it's going before again. So let's try and go kill that now. We will go 20 with Hugin. A move of just 1, which is exactly what we need. Fantastic. We get 2 shield. Let's consume that. We'll gain an experience. Look at that, guys. 2 experience. We have 2 shield now. I don't think it's going to matter anyway. Let's finish my thought here. There we go. The default attack +0 is going to kill that. If I pulled that other thing, it would have been really bad. Okay. And now the froze. Oh, okay. I'm being stupid again. I'm going to consume earth to bring in fire. That was up here. Earth was in waning from the last round. I'm consuming it to bring in fire due to Changeling's Boon, which is going to just burn or thought maybe, I don't know. Thawed Strike means that it gets a -1 +2. I wish it said or, but I guess it's -1 +2. So it's a move of 2, 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. If the element is consumed by the frozen corpse during the move ability, it suffers 2 damage. So it suffers 2 damage. That's exactly what it needed to die anyway, which means it is now dead. Way over there, though. Awesome. That's pretty cool. That was pretty cool, I gotta say. Then it goes on to the Bone Shaper's turn. Vorder, which she will regen, take one more health for that. And then let's bring in, must be placed in different empty hexes adjacent to the summoner. Empty hex. So is ice an empty hex? A hex with no overlay tiles is considered featureless. Well, an overlay tile, unfortunately, is ice. It can't be, it has to be featureless and unoccupied in order to be empty. Okay, well, that's all right. So I can't put it here, which means I'm gonna put it there, and then she's gonna go take that loot. The one person I don't want to be, or I don't really care about looting, I guess, is doing the most looting, which is the way it should be, I guess. That's the way she always is. So returned servant will take 2 damage. That gets rid of our regeneration. Returned servant indeed, because it's still number 1. And then we're going to use this. Yeah, we don't need to use that bottom ability. We'll use it to move 2. And since we're moving into the ice, we would continue moving, but we don't have to, or we can't continue on that same path because it's blocked. So we end our turn there. And we pick up more loot. Some more snow thistle. I'm really bad at shuffling, guys. Really, really bad at shuffling. Okay, that's it. And then we have the long rest back here. So what we have on her is this. Both of those will disappear, but we cannot gain 2 health because of that poison. So we're taking the long rest. A heal 2 removes both of those, and I will see which card I'm going to drop and come back with that in the next round. All right, so I'll be dropping Incendiary Throw, and I think for the reason that I described before. If I didn't have so much shield to contend with, then I would keep this for sure. I was really excited actually to use this, and I'm realizing now that it's going to be difficult. Unless like a snow imp is in the middle of a bunch of enemies, or an elite ice wraith whenever we get to see that. Those are the only 2 enemies that we're going to be seeing in this scenario that don't have shield. So I really wanted that. Really wanted that. I'm gonna tell you, I wanted that so bad. Okay, that's the one I'm dropping. I also thought maybe I could bring in the torchbearer, but I don't think I want her to be having a summon that attacks. I mean, okay, it comes in with 5 health, so it could take quite a beating, but I don't want it to die so quickly because of the potential retaliation as well. So, yeah, she will be going 18 with driving inspiration for that top ability and tip of the spear for a move of 4. That's gonna, I'm hoping to open this door, see where I can get in order to throw. I don't know what that would be. Maybe just a charge of a javelin that lights up the sky when I throw it. I don't know what that would be. Maybe I'm throwing a banner altogether. Then the other 2 are going to be taking long rests in this case. So let's see what's behind that door and then chuck something at its face. Tip of the spear, move 4. 1, 2.